Steve, yesterday's ball game, we saw Liam Hendriks make a return to the mound for the first time since his diagnosis of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I think this came sooner than a lot of people would have expected it to, including his own teammates. Just a wonderful reception he got. I know I had to fire off the sarcastic tweet that not a lot of people appreciated, apparently, that throwing a closer in a non-save situation sort of led to the demise of the White Sox yesterday, although they were already down. The story trumps the outcome here in every single scenario. I wish it was different. I wish the scenario was drawn up a little bit different, but just being there yesterday for Liam's return to the mound was an incredible experience. I'm happy I got to share it with you. What does that mean to you? What is that? What as a White Sox fan, and not even just as a White Sox fan, just a baseball fan and a human in general?
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack there. I think first and foremost on a human level, there are very few of us today that haven't been impacted either individually or by someone close to us that has had to deal with cancer in some form. I have family members that have had cancer, and I have other people very close and near and dear to my heart that have had to deal with cancer, as I know you have as well. So to see that and to see someone come back from that in such a short time frame, and to do it at the absolute peak of athletic prowess at the major league level, the way Liam Hendriks has done it, it speaks volumes to, and I mean this in the most sincere term I can, he's an absolute psycho. And there's just no other way to put it. And I think anybody that has followed Liam Hendriks since he's been a member of the White Sox or prior to joining this organization, you just know from hearing him talk, whether it's post-game, in the midst of a game, in a spring training bullpen session, you know how intense this guy is. And you know that he is the type of person that is going to go out there, and you put an objective in front of him, he is going to do everything in his power to beat it. And that's exactly what he did in this circumstance. I don't think there is a single White Sox fan out there that when they heard the news and once the kind of air of unfortunate circumstances kind of passed over, didn't think to themselves, he's going to fucking beat this thing. There's no doubt about it. But for him to do it in like 4.5 months, again, just speaks to what a person he is, the tenacity and the TWTW, to put it into White Sox terms right there. It's just truly remarkable. So for him to get out there yesterday, to be back on the mound, was truly phenomenal. And I think about this all the time. I think about, the emotions that someone has to feel the first time that they step on a field at the major league level. You work hard your entire life to realize your dream and to get to that point. I worked, for 21 years to try to get to that point. I wasn't even close to it. So I can't even imagine what has to go through your mind if you are good enough to actually make that happen. To get to that point and then have this happen to you, to have to overcome cancer, work and fight your ass off to get back to that point, and then get back out on that mound, it has to just be the most exhilarating feeling in the world.
Extremely well said. Rahul in the comments also said, well said, Steve, TWTW. To me, it just exemplifies something that we've said on the show when it comes to cool and tough, right? Like, that is cool and tough. When you're faced with a diagnosis like that, it's life-changing. it's life-changing in every sense of the word. People fear this being said to them.
And Liam Hendriks is just like, fuck it, I'm gonna beat it.
Exactly. That is every sense of the definition of cool and tough. It's every
give me 25 Liam Hendriks.
That you can't ask
26
for
actually.
more than that. Yes, give me 26 of them. The fact that he's back on the mound, and you heard comments from teammates saying that he was doing full workouts during this. I sort of take this as, it doesn't matter if it's baseball, just every life lesson that you can sort of sum up into one. He tackled it head on. He tackled this with the same sense of urgency that he tackles everything. And that's something that I think, just as a human, Steve, like, we get faced with adversity every day. Some challenges aren't cancer. They're other things. They're going to appear as whatever they are in your life. This is one of those mountains that people are going to have to climb. And he did that, and he's back performing at a high level now in at the top of his craft. It's an incredible story. I can't compare to it. I can't sit here and say that I've ever done that. And not many people are ever going to be able to say that they can. Now, you also throw in the fact that it's Liam Hendriks. He's a closer. He lives off basically adrenaline in the back end of a bullpen in Major League Baseball. We can make all the jokes that we want to about the Chicago White Sox and where they are in the competitive level of baseball today. Nobody can take away from this story, though. Doesn't matter what team he played for. Doesn't matter. People will be talking about this no matter what. Be there to see him come back into a baseball game, just an absolute incredible moment.